Well, hello. Hello. I bet some of you have been waiting anxiously all day to find out what's going to happen next. Me too. Let me put on the lightning. Oh, hallelujah. I had to make notes, so bear with me for about 5 minutes. I started it finally. I did it. I started it on April 3rd. There is the day, there is the date, and there is the back jacket. And then it is sequential: days, dates, chapters. So from April 3rd through now, if you go either backwards through my Facebook pages or start at April 3rd, you will have my book having been read so far. End of that note. And I want to say hello to some new people I haven't seen or heard from in years. Oh, hello. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. You lose some, you win some, but oh, it's just exciting to see names from the past. Done. I have homework for some of you, and don't go, oh no, homework. I have been asking now for 1 month. Has anybody else read her book or his book on Facebook like I'm doing it? I can't find one person yet, and some of you are out there who are on social media, every platform, constantly. Not one person has been able to say, oh yes, there was somebody else who did this. No. I dare you and beg you to find one other person who is doing exactly what I'm doing, reading every day a part of her book in chronological order, admitting that some days she's okay, some days she is fractured, some issues are going to be okay, some issues are going to hit you to your core. We're going to get into some very intense stuff. 1 minute I'm fine, the next minute, no. So if you think that this is crazy because she doesn't have it together, no, go through a long-term illness like I did with AIDS and somebody I loved in 1992 or 93 and 94. Or even now, you get a diagnosis that's not really very good. How about a stage 4 liver cancer? That will knock you out a bit. You don't want to get certain things, and if you get them, you don't want to be at the end. And then if you start going through it, it's going to be a very bumpy ride. So journal, because when I go through my journals to have compiled it into this book, the stuff I get into with you, there will be one chapter out of the 24. We've only gone through 13, and we're going to go into 14. I promise you, there will be one chapter in this book, whether it's fear, frustrations, facing yourself as a widow, facing the setbacks, the prioritizing, the organizing, whatever it is, every person in the world will go through something that I have written personally about. Now, very few people can say that with confidence. I've given you maybe 24 books in one, but one issue will get to you so hard that yes, your keyboards might be drenched, as one said, or you might just have to keep the Kleenex close by, or you might have to shut me down. But you're going to be touched throughout this book, one chapter that's going to talk to you, and you will remember that I said don't get out before we're done. So, my website, you know, SusanMintz.com. You want to call me? Okay, my phone number's on there. Email address. You bet. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted you to find me someone else who's doing this. I'd love to meet them. Absolutely. So, good evening or hello. Glad you're with me, whoever you are. Ooh, a little one popped up. Might be me. I've learned that checking views and viewers is a futile thing to do because some days you're getting 140 people. Next day you're getting 23. So I can't say, oh, this is amazing. It's growing in leaps and bounds. No. But what is happening, I went to a little event last night. The word that kept coming up was therapy. And I'm telling people, find me someone else who's doing this. It's been therapy. That's it. This is therapy for you. You're ministering, and I don't use that word minister very often. It's not really in my theological head. But I'm ministering to some of you. I think that's powerful. I'm evangelizing. I'm doing a little bit of everything, but I promise, I just want to stress this. Go on this rocky journey with its ups and downs and everything else, and you will find something in here that you will say, I think this woman wrote this book for me. She wrote this chapter. How did she know I'm going through this right now? Yeah, because it's life, real issues. It just happens to have been my life, but I write it because it's everybody's life. You just have different things to deal with at different times. Now, end of notes and stories. I must start here. We are going to go into 14. That's going to be rough because there's a lot of new widows have come on board this year, or widowers. Kind of left off where I said I'm into chapter 13, which is who will take care of me. That's the frightening part. And then I want to start here just a little bit. And this will be repetition all the time, so. We became dependent upon one another as we continued to build our life together. And we did, one step at a time. And whenever I had a situation that was really difficult to make, many times it always ended up being financial to me. Even though I worked my whole life, I wanted more out of my life, always more. I asked myself who will take care of me many times. When Jeff wanted to go to school in Gainesville, I immediately said, quote, when do we move? Quote, the sooner I could get him through that doctorate, the sooner I'd be able to have the life I knew he wanted. The travel, the adventure, he loved it all. And if I was with him, he would give me everything, the friendship and everything. Who would be able to finally, in the 3 years you would graduate and become a doctor, you would be able to financially take care of me, and I wouldn't have to work any longer, and I would be able to pursue other interests. That's sad that many people work their whole lives at one job, and they don't like it, and they're really frustrated, and there's so many other interests that they want. Sometimes they can't do it, financial reasons and life issues, and look where we are today in the world issues. I had the freedom, once we moved to Houston, I had the freedom and time to enjoy my new life and the money to do whatever I wanted. Our final move to Boca Raton in 1985 was the culmination of 16 years of hard work and teamwork. I admit honestly and openly that he spoiled me. Took exceptional care of me and would have done anything I wanted to make me happy. He would never stop taking care of me because he always had. Unfortunately, I couldn't change him, and he was bisexual, and if I wanted what I wanted, I had to accept him the way it was or walk out, and I wasn't going to do that. So here we're starting for real. New reading tonight. Just please understand that I am not together most of the time, though with my writing I get clarity. Tonight, I am not the insecure girl, and we're also talking about 94. We're talking toward the end, August 1st, 1994, toward the end of his illness, where he's going to pass in 3 weeks. Tonight, I am not the insecure girl you married who was caught up in the illusion of a comfortable lifestyle. I have become a mature woman whose fears concerning her own inadequacies have lessened. My focus now and my fears have shifted to you as my husband, your bisexual lifestyle, and your possible battle with a deadly disease. After I heard about AIDS, the who will take care of me question took on a different and more terrifying new meaning. When you eventually became ill, again my question did not change, but the horrifying answer did. Now your impending death has me paralyzed in terror. I fear as a loving, devoted wife who is going to lose her husband is going to happen. As your longtime companion and loyal friend, I am afraid as I watch my life partner of 25 years die. And who will take care of me question is the same, but the answers and the reasons for them have changed. I am going to have to take care of myself. I tried. I will be on my own for the first time in 25 years, thrown into a lifestyle that will be unfamiliar and disturbing. How many tens and hundreds of millions of you can understand that? Your once life you knew for 25, 30, 40, 50 years will automatically go overnight and you become this other person. Yeah, you sure will. Hi, Brenda. I am not ashamed to say that, and remember, we're talking honesty. How many people are going to give you the truth, the way they feel, open? We live in a whole world of superficial. Not me. What you see is exactly really what you're getting. I'm okay 1 minute, the next minute, I'm gone. But we don't take those meds that could keep me, everything's fine all the time. No. I am not ashamed to say that I needed you because you were always there to take care of me. When it came to being responsible, dependable, and reliable, you never once failed me. I needed your honesty, support, understanding, and your unconditional acceptance of our love. And I wanted the financial and emotional security that you could provide as my husband and friend. I have learned many valuable lessons during our marriage. And most recently, because of your illness, I have learned them. During our past 2 years together, I've come to realize I was stronger than I thought I was. Jeez, that's new to me. During our past 2 years together, that's from 92 to 94. During the past 2 years together, I've come to realize I was stronger than I thought I was. I have become more confident and secure woman because I am able to face this crisis with you. Your trust and faith in me at this time has helped me gain a self-directed confidence I didn't know I had. I now believe the who will take care of me person has finally become the I will take care of me woman. Let me say that again. I didn't know I had the ability to do this, let's say. I now believe the who will take care of me person has finally become the I will take care of me woman. Through your tears and weakening voice, on August 1st, 1994, you were right when you said to me, quote, B, you will take care of yourself, end quote. That was what it was about. His belief in me that I could do this with him. And he said, B, my nickname, you will take care of yourself, end quote. In fact, I know now that I had been doing exactly that throughout my entire marriage. However, it was something that took a long time for me to figure out, and I had to learn about it through my own experiences. Of one thing I am deadly certain. I know I took care of you, and you took care of me, and we took care of each other. Okay, author timeout. This is a love story, folks. We're not going to go in a sci-fi airplane and go to Mars, and we're not going to have murder mysteries, and we're not going to do a lot. This is a woman who is pouring her heart out on paper to the reality that, hi Sharon, to the reality that she made these deals in her life that had to be made. Her life was one big assignment. Your life is an assignment. You are in charge of it. You are in control of it. And yet on any given day, you are not. God gave me assignments, and I hope he's proud of me now. And God is looking down and saying, good, well done yet, but not done yet. And Jeffrey, he trusted me with his life. You're all going to deal with something. I'm telling you right now, don't go ending on this book as rough as it gets. Don't end on me. Don't end on me. Chapter 14. Facing, and I said, go back to April 3rd and pick it all up, and you've got it all day dated in these chapters, or go on back. Or pick the one you like, go on for 5 minutes and say, I'd rather slit my wrist than deal with this woman. Okay. Not really. Don't. Quote, all right, facing my fears and future as a widow. That only hits about 2,900 million people in this world right now. Quote, I will take the time to let the time take care of me. Grieve at your own pace. Perhaps it was fate, destiny, or chance, but we would never give up on each other or our relationship. God would not ever have allowed me to do that. Faith, hope, and love the Lord. Dear Jeff, here we go, I'm off. At this moment, and we're talking about the last couple weeks of his life, at this moment I am barely coping with your impending fate. I doubt my life and my reasons for living. I am unsure of what I will be able to deal with or how I am going to survive the months following your death. Again, I question it. Before I was okay. I'm a woman who's confident and strong. Not when I'm writing this one down. The uncertainty has me torn apart, and I cannot comprehend where I will get the strength to go on. But 30 years later, I have. Though I know you are dying, and I'm going to be alone, my future without you has not yet happened. You are still alive, and we will continue to share our life together until death do us part. Those were my vows. Till death do us part. We must wait and hope that your final days are as peaceful and comfortable as possible. A part of me is in denial and really does not want to accept a future without you, while another part is brutally aware and accepting of it. I am caught up in the middle of this horrible conflict. I feel like I'm being pulled one direction and then I'm being pulled another and pulled one way. But there are chapters where you will have laughter. There are chapters where you will smile. There are chapters that I promise you are not going to be all take out the Kleenex, but keep it close by just in case. I am caught up in the middle of this horrible conflict. I am searching deeply within myself, trying to understand the most frightening things that I cannot possibly imagine. What will I do without you? I am going to read one more long bit from this chapter 14. Again, back and forth, back and forth. My greatest pleasure, that's when you write your journals, that's when you write your information, that's when you write your stuff out day to day. Life is not a solid one-way street. Life is detours and backups and potholes and merging into one lane. It scares everybody at night. Here we go. My greatest pleasure and rewards came from taking care of our home. I loved being your partner. My world revolved around you, your career, and the life we made together. My days with you were filled with passion, excitement, and fun. I was addicted to the adventure you added to my life. You gave me direction and helped me to focus on what was important. How will I ever be able to walk into our home again, or eat at the kitchen table, or sleep in our bed without you? Who will I cook for? Will I ever be able to go to the movies alone, or watch our annual beauty pageants without crying? Not for a long time. How will I ever be able to go to the beach, walk in the sand, watch beautiful sunsets, or enjoy the flight of a pelican overhead, which was his favorite? The house is full of pelicans. What will I do on my birthday, an anniversary? Who will tell me they are proud of me and that I am special? Who will buy me fragrant perfumes, flowers, or pretty clothes? Who will I travel with and share those fun-filled exotic trips? What will I do for my holidays and other festive occasions when family and friends are all around? Who will be honest and encourage me to pursue my dreams and help me accomplish my goals? Who will hold me when I am cold at night, or make me a cup of tea, or cook dinner for me when I am ill? Will I ever be happy and smile again? Will I ever be able to rid my mind of the horrible images I see before me? Will I withdraw into a solitary world of memories? Will I give up the things I used to do as I try to accept new and unfamiliar challenges? How much of my life will I have to change? And will I be able to accept these changes? Oh, Jeff, what will I do without you? I'm going to stop there. And I'm only crying, not because I'm sad, because honest to God, I'm a really good writer. The mere fact nobody knows about me, other than I've been writing for 40 years, from cookbooks to fitness magazines to several columns in the defunct Boca News, ghost written for other people, though I haven't ever said that, edited, published. There's nothing in writing I haven't done. Was I known once? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In Boca, they knew me once upon a time in 1990 as a cookbook lady. So these are the questions I had to ask myself. I only cry because it's incredible to have gone through this. And 30 years later, May 4th, I'll be 76. To go through this journey and finally now read it to you. I'm reading my life to people I don't know, and some I do. Don't ever stop in the middle of your journey. You don't know where it's going to go. As hard as this is, and it's going to be some really bad stuff yet, but there'll be some good. But I never knew that it took years afterwards, but that the writing saved me, because I had opportunities to write. I transposed my journals that eventually would become my book. I did travel, though I didn't like doing it either alone or with groups. That was not my thing. I did take care of my parents. I was a professional volunteer. So I did go on. I moved on. But the void in my heart will never go away, and no one can replace it. However, 30 years later, I never thought I would be reading my book at 5:30 every night because God told me to do it. He wasn't specific about the time. He wasn't specific about how much to read. All he said was, read your book. Certainly couldn't do it on a street corner. And I couldn't rent the movie theater. But I had a phone, just a little iPhone. Don't use my tablet, don't have a laptop, have a phone. And I'm reaching you, and I'm talking to you. And 30 years after, the tears were flowing just now. 30 years after, I'm saying, don't give up. Don't give up. I still have a couple more minutes. I think another reason why I love Jeff truly so much, it wasn't that we just met. We had such a history, and I think that's important. I've never understood, and it's wonderful if you get married 3, 4, 5 times. I mean, practice. I had to play piano for 20 years. I still don't know what I'm doing. Practice. So maybe people, your first, second, third marriages just aren't right. I don't think they're practice. I just think maybe you haven't found the right one. I never really wanted to get married. I just wanted to be independent, rich, famous, never have to go to school or work again. So I got a couple of them. But the friendship was what started it all. I really had the friendship, which was the basis for everything. I don't understand people who meet and a month later they just know and they get married, or they're engaged immediately, or they go from one partner to the next to the next. I can't. That's not in any part of me at all. I'm a woman I'm not a companion. I'm not a roommate. I'm definitely a significant other, but I'm the kind of woman who you marry. That's all I've ever known. I'm the type of person who takes care of a husband and a home. So getting remarried over and over or doing it, but my life with him was so special. That I told you about the laughter. No one has made me laugh like him. No one could just bring out that joy. He had just that incredible way. I wish you knew him. You'll know him through me. And if you go to susanmintz.com, there is an About Jeffrey page. And there's 4 parts that will take you on the journey with he and myself. My website is so phenomenal. It's got great photos of he and I and myself with different looks, but he and I. It's got a biography. I don't remember most of the things I've done. It's got the back jacket of the book and the other book, my hospice book, which I will eventually read. And it's got all that. And then it's got interviews, and it's got media, and it's about Jeff, and it's about my AIDS lecture series that I do to groups or to organizations, and what I'm doing with the Palm Beach County Health Department. I buy battery-operated toothbrushes for HIV patients at the dental department. People don't even know about that, but it's on my website. Oral health. Total health begins with oral health. I've been doing this for years, buying these battery-operated toothbrushes for dental patients who are HIV positive. And my friend Rob Scott, they tell them the hygienist says when they're low, and we buy another 40, 50, 100, hundreds of them. And every year I get a statement that thanks me, and once in a while I get a message or a messenger or something that says thank you. Just give yourself to life, every moment of it. Oh, you know, Rob. Rob's been my best friend for decades. We're all connected. I'm telling you. I mean, I've had so many people come on who know each other, who know each other, who know each other, and it's, 6 degrees of separation. So anyway, I'm going to say thank you for listening and for watching, and I hope you'll come back tomorrow night at 5:30. If I'm never on 5:30, it's because I got delayed in traffic or something unforeseen, and then I'll come on and say something unforeseen. But I say shalom, hello. Oh, I got a great report from my oral surgeon. He says I can finally go back to eating, but carefully. I said, how long is it going to take before I can really chew? He said, come back in a few weeks. It's going to take a while, but great report. The tooth is out. Now we just have to heal. Hello, shalom, shalom, goodbye, shalom, peace, shalom. Be kind, kinder, more patient. And as I always say, oh, please call someone. Call someone and tell them you love them while you can. All right? That's it for tonight. We shall continue with the drama, the absolute drama of Susan Lee Mintz's life tomorrow, and I shall hit finish. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everyone else.